Well, here we go. You have Mike McMullan from Northwestern versus defending NCAA champion Tony Nelson from Minnesota.
And what's exciting about these heavyweights and what we're seeing over year in and year out at the NCAA now is all heavyweights are just large 197 pounders. You know, I grew up in the day of Tab Thacker and Chris Taylor and Erlen Van Judelith, and when they were all in the 400s, you know, they were a little bit overweight. The athletes anymore with a 285-pound maximum, you know, are football players that have cut down, you know, where they have thin waists and they have broad shoulders and they're strong and they're athletes. They can do standing Granbys.
They're very muscular guys. They're not, you know, there's not a lot of extra weight on these heavyweights nowadays. They're very slick and they're very, you know, they move very different than they did 20, 30 years ago.
They actually get down in a stance and put their hands in front of them. You know, they'll do high crotches, they'll do double legs. That didn't used to be the case at heavyweight. I love these two guys. McMullan, he loves to Granby roll and roll, flip and flop. He'll do whatever he has to score a point, but it's usually when he's forced to.
McMullan, he's a two-time All-American, taking third place in 2012, and then last year, of course, losing to Nelson in the finals. It was a runner-up. And, you know, two-time, you know, Nelson is a two-time defending NCAA champion, going for his third title this year, which is very, very special achievement to have happen.
He's going to be the first, if he wins, he's going to be the first three-time Minnesota champion in the history of the University of Minnesota. Of all the great athletes they've had out of Minnesota, they've never had a three-timer.
McMullan, a two-time national prep champion from Wyoming Seminary. And then you have a two-time, you know, Nelson is a two-time Minnesota State champion from Cambridge Isanti High School. Just under a minute here in the first period at the NWCA All Star Classic, the 48th annual. I'm Nick Garone here with Wade Chalice.
Redshirt junior Mike McMullan, making his return to the All Star Classic last year.
Nice fake, great response by Nelson. These guys are quick when they want to be, when they have to be. And a lot of times you'll find that at heavyweight, they'll slow the game down, slow it. The other guy thinks he's only, you know, he's only capable of 30-mile-an-hour shots. You know, so it's like in baseball, you know, fastball, 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 change up. Well, in this case, it's slow ball, slow ball, slow ball, fastball. You know, they go slow, 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 and then all of a sudden you establish a pattern, and then they open up and blow into you.
That speed and that explosion almost takes you off guard, and it really is tough to defend. You're right. You know, you almost lull a guy to sleep in that position, and in that position. You know, McMullan lost 3-2 to Dom Bradley from Missouri last year in this event, so he got to wrestle in this last year.
Well, there's three ways of winning in wrestling. You either out-slick your opponent, you out-condition your opponent, or you beat them into submission. One of the three. Anyone will work. You know, well, Coach, I'm not really slick. I don't like to do those things. Okay, fine. You have to go out and run and get in shape. Coach, I don't like to run very much. Well, then you're going to have to be the meanest guy on the block. Well, I'm not really mean. Oh, well, then you're going to have to go out for volleyball because you're not going to make it in wrestling. It's got to be, you got to be slick, mean, or in great shape.
McMullan takes down at the beginning of the second period, scores 0-0.
Look how he's shifting all the weight forward on Nelson's hands. As soon as Nelson got his hands off the mat, he's up and he's going to get out.
Gets that escape, 1-0, McMullan. McMullan is just a brilliant student. He had offers from Harvard, Stanford, Columbia, Dartmouth. I mean, some of the best educational institutions in the United States and the world.
He's a Pennsylvania.
And and he, you know, he just wanted to go to Northwestern. That was his first choice. And Northwestern, in its own right, is an incredible university, academic university as well. But he really is a stellar student, which you know, we love to see that.
This is typical of what we see in a lot of Nelson's matches. He keeps it close. Okay, he got out for one. Somewhere along the line, Nelson's going to hit a double leg. He's going to blow him onto his backside. It's going to be a takedown, and that's going to be what the match is all about. Nelson, when he opens up, he can go. He lulls you to sleep, and all of a sudden, you know, middle second, middle third, after he establishes the pattern again, then he opens up on you. You know, you weren't expecting that 50-mile-an-hour shot when you've been looking at 20s.
Well, you know, you would really like to see McMullan be a little more offensive, get that takedown, and actually put the pressure on Nelson where Nelson had to come back hard. That was a nice little shot by Nelson, took a little half shot and couldn't finish it.
Young men, be careful. They're large men coming at you.
Well, that was that double leg I was talking about. He didn't hit it quite as well as he'd like on that one, and McMullan was ready for it. McMullan's really feisty. He's the guy who out of bounds. He'll push you, he'll bump you, he'll give you an elbow every now and then. He wants to take you out of your game. He wants to get you mad at you know, at McMullan. He wants to get him mad at him.
Yeah.
And take him out of his game.
You know, and sometimes that's a good strategy against certain guys. I mean, at the upper level and the real solid, true champions of the game, you know, it's very difficult to do that to them. Take them out of their game set by getting them upset, because they have that, like we were saying, composure. They can stay within their game plan, but sometimes that works. That works. Here we are, 1-0 McMullan at the beginning of the third period. Nelson chooses down and gets right out. It's 1-1.
We are locked at 1.
I've watched these matches before, and I'm sitting here just waiting for Nelson to blow him off his feet with a double. Because McMullan likes to keep it close and push him, beat him up. I hope he takes a bad shot wing, spin behind him. But I haven't seen in the last 2 or 3 matches that I've watched McMullan have a great offensive shot where I need it go-to match. There's go-to shot.
It just looks like Nelson's very methodical out there. He doesn't, you know, he looks for that one shot. He doesn't, you know, create a lot of motion.
Well, Tony took 2 shots there, and both of them were not full-speed doubles. I don't know if that's early in the year, and that was his full-speed double.
Is he being careful out there? Is he being? You think he's a little apprehensive to go after that big move? It's 1-1. He's beaten this guy before. Doesn't want to get caught off this shot. You know, you got 40 seconds here. 1-1 here, Wade. It's going to come down to the wire.
Well, those 2 double leg shots were medium speed double leggers, and so I don't know whether Tony's been, you know, he's in full season form right now early up, but and maybe he was just holding off on those shots and he's going to come back with a big one. I've seen him do this time and time again. Looking for that now. There's 20 seconds left in the match. It's still 1-1, no riding time of any significance, and we're going to see another overtime match here. It looks like.
You know, speaking to Mike McMullan earlier today, he said, I have one word to say to you, and that's redemption. I want that 4-3 reversed, and I want to beat Nelson real bad. And here we go. We're going to go into another overtime match. It's the 4th overtime match out of 6 matches. I mean, this is very well, evenly matched matchups here.
Well, that's what the committee is looking for. We're looking for matches. It's not going to be a 14-2 match. We want to give the spectators some really good scraps. 5-4 overtime matches where they wrestle hard. The kids on the side of the mat, they deserve that. These are all the Patriot Perch tickets we got for the young men. We had a big clinic today. We had 400 young men at a clinic. We had 25 high-end college coaches and Olympians and national champions, world champions teaching these kids. And then we gave them tickets to sit on the floor right next to their heroes. And right at the end of the match this evening, all the wrestlers are going to go up and sit down in front on tables and let all the kids get autographs. It's going to be a wonderful evening for the kids.
Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, you know what? That is unbelievable. McMullan gets in on a shot, comes out of it, and Nelson just stays low and turns the position around.
He's got to get off his knees, or Nelson's going to pick him up. Keep your knees off the mat.
Oh, there you go. McMullan is very close to knocking off Nelson right here.
And we're rubber-kneeing, scrambling. Who's got who?
Oh, so close. So close. McMullan almost had that, too, at the end. I mean, if that wasn't 2, that was as close as you're going to get without getting that 2 points called. What a great finish to the first minute on their feet.
They're both capable of wrestling, as we just see. They're really good at scrambling. They're fast. They're great athletes, and that could have been called too and justified and not called, and you can't get it any closer than that. You know, it's going to get down to riding timeout. You know, see if you can stay on top more than the other guy.
Here we go. Nice little mat return. Nelson chooses down, obviously. And nice mat return by McMullan. Oh, gets right out.
I thought he should have dropped down to a single and, you know, killed some time on the clock and even risked the chance of getting called for stalling.
Yeah, you know what? He doesn't have a caution against him.
Oh.
You know, you got to go for broke here. I mean, you got 30 seconds now. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1 here. We're at the end of the first 30-second ride out. McMullan will be going down here, I'm assuming.
Number 1. Come on, folks. This is number 1 versus number 2. We're in the tiebreaker. Come on, folks. Let's hear it.
All right, third period, 30 seconds on the clock. 2-1, McMullan. I mean,
On top, McMullan.
Nelson.
2-1 Nelson.
He's got to get back to his feet. He can't sit in there and start trying to switch. Too much time will get chewed up. He's got to get to his feet.
You know, Nelson stopped that first move, 10 seconds left. He's just laying on top of him, and he's riding parallel. 3, 2, 1. Looks like Nelson's going to ride him out and beat him for the 5th straight time. McMullan has come so close to beating Nelson in the past. 4-3 in the finals last year. Overtime 2-1.
Some great scraps there at the end. Good slipping and slide.